What up guys, Ryan here, and I'm here to do the last, I think, kind of final part of the install for my ST fairing on my 2017 Road King Special. So if you notice, the stock windshield that comes with the Advan Black ST fairing is pretty small. And I already know after my first kind of 10-minute ride that while this does provide some wind protection, it doesn't really do for me what I want it to do. So we're going to go ahead and put a new windshield on here. This isn't really an install video as much as it's going to be me talking about the new windshield, doing some comparisons. I'm going to put it on, obviously, and I'll talk about why I made the decision to do the changes and everything that I did. So let's go ahead and get to that video right now. All right, guys, if you're watching this video, you're interested in the Clearview windshield that I'm going to be putting on my motorcycle. There's a few reasons why I decided to go with making a change. Number one is the height of the windshield. This windshield, for the type of riding that I do, which is mainly long distance riding, this windshield is going to provide me with some protection, but really not the type of protection that I'm going to want on long rides. So I went with the Clearview windshield, which provides me with a few different things. Number one, the windshield is going to be taller. Number two, the windshield is going to be wider. And number three, the windshield provides this really interesting option for me, which is an opportunity to blank out the venting that's in the front of this. So the shield will actually come all the way down. Now, this is an option when you order the Clearview shield, and I'll put it on. It may not be as popular of an option for everybody concerned. There's pros and cons to both things. My understanding is that having this adds to the bubble that's created in the back when you're riding and can help prevent some of the, kind of bobblehead feeling that some people feel if they're not getting adequate wind protection. However, this also provides an area where debris, rocks, road grime, bugs, and or rain could possibly hit you as the rider of your bike. And last season, I rode in rain on every long trip that I went on, and really, I don't really want that there. I also ride in much cooler temperatures, and so the opportunity to have an option to blank that out is great as far as I'm concerned. I'm really going to like that. The other thing too that they don't really talk about, there's plenty of venting on both sides of this fairing in terms of providing you with some wind that's going to get back behind there. So behind your body, and still provide you with some of that wind, that's going to get through, provide some venting, that kind of stuff. So the option to be able to close this off is definitely something that I liked. Now, there is an aesthetic to this that may not be as appealing to everybody, and I'm really not that concerned with that part of it. So I was really more concerned with the idea of providing myself some additional protection. Now, I'm going to change the angle, get everything switched up here, and show you guys some of the main differences that you're going to see between the stock windshield that comes with the fairing from Advan Black and the new windshield from Clearview that I'm going to be putting on. So we'll get to that, and then I'll do the install, kind of do some, looking at both angles, and you'll see kind of some of the major differences. So we'll get to that. All right. So here's the shield from Clearview. There's some features about this, again, that I really want to highlight before we do the install and kind of show you some of the differences. And I'll actually put it up there on the bike so you can see the differences with the shield on, and I'll just kind of lay this one over top so you can kind of see it. So first of all, obviously, is the thing that is, kind of one of the things that everybody likes is the recurve, okay? So that's one thing that is going to be significantly different. The second thing that I would want to note is on the side of the windshield itself, it's actually about 1.5 inches wider on both sides than the stock shield. So it's going to provide you a little bit more of that wraparound protection. When I laid the shield up to the stock shield that came on here, I did an actual measurement, and this shield is 5 inches taller. Plus, with the recurve, they say the recurve offers you about 2 inches of additional protection. That means that you're going to get, maybe the effective use is 7 inches taller than the stock one. So as far as that goes, that's going to push the wind up, I think, high enough for me, and certainly it's going to provide me the protection that I want. And again, you can see in the front where that area where the venting is at on here has been blanked out. And that's an option again for ordering. So one of the first things you'll notice when you get your Clearview Shield, you'll notice there'll be a big stop sticker on the inside. Essentially what that sticker is for is it's telling you we have this protective coating on here. You need to measure for fitment, damage, all that. Look at your shield, look at fitment, see if it's been damaged, anything like that. Make sure the shield is to your liking. As long as you leave this wrapper on, you can return this to Clearview. As soon as you take it off, you've kind of finalized your purchase. I'm not going to worry about that so much because I know that this is going to provide me with better wind protection than what's on there. And so this would be the shield that I would run more than the stock shield anyway. So I'm not worried about that. If this shield, for some reason, I find out that this shield isn't going to work for me, then I'm going to look at another option within the Clearview line. So just because of all the other options that Clearview offers, this is really the shield for me. So this is the dark tint. If you go on Clearview's website and you're wondering what shield I ordered, this is the shield in the large size. So they show some measurements and things on there. I don't know about, I can't tell you off the top of my head what all those are. I just know that this is considered the large size shield. And I told you, kind of the differences between the stock and what this size is in terms of protection. So what I'm going to do is, they also have some different mounting hardware so you don't have to use this mounting hardware. There's different grommets that go in there. So we're going to switch camera angles again. I'm going to show you the comparison of putting the shield kind of up next to it so you can kind of see what that looks like exactly and kind of really gauge the differences in what that looks like. And then from there, I'll go ahead and do the install. We'll do a little bit of a walk around so you can kind of see the difference between the stock one and this one. So that's kind of where we're at. So let's go ahead and do that next. So let's do the comparison between the stock shield that's on here and the Clearview shield. So you can kind of see where the stock shield falls on the fairing. You can see the venting and everything. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lay the Clearview shield on top of it so you can kind of see some of the differences kind of right up close. So right away you can see when I just kind of lay it up there, you'll notice the area where the venting is at has been completely covered. Obviously the mounting points all line up. So when I put it up here, you can see I'm just going to hold it up just a little bit higher. That gives you some idea of the width of that being that much bigger. So when it cuts forward, you're looking at more shield up here all the way across. So it actually comes back to, there's a bit of a joint in the fairing back here, and it comes right close to that joint. So it's going to sit on this fairing in a really nice position. Okay, then you see that it still has that flare at the very top, which the stock one doesn't have. And then if I just move it over a little bit, you can see the comparison between the height difference where here's where the stock shield is and here's where that shield's going to be once we get the install done. So yeah, that's essentially some of the major differences. Again, I'll hold it up so you can kind of see the width difference. And then when I hold it back down, you can see the height difference when I turn it a little bit between where the stock one's at, which is right here, and the top of this one again, letting you guys know this is the large size shield. So Clearview provides different grommets and everything to use. So I'm going to go ahead and unwrap this, do the install, and then we'll look at it once it's been installed, and I'll do a little wrap around so you can see the comparison between the stock shield that was on here and this shield here. The install is complete. I really like the way that this looks. The first thing you'll notice is that the tint on this shield is a lot darker than the one that comes stock with the Advan Black ST fairing. So I went with essentially the darkest tint that they make through Clearview. I really think that it changes the look for sure. Obviously, this eliminating the venting up front, that's a bit of a design feature change and a look change. So I really like it. Again, that's going to be personal preference, whether or not you want that or whether or not you even like it. I do like it. The flare is obviously going to be great. This is going to be my first time running any type of flare shield on any of my bikes. The previous fairing I had just had a straight shield, and it actually kind of went back a little bit towards me. So this is the fairing is a little bit further forward than my old fairing. And with this flare shield and the much larger fairing, I'm going to have way better wind protection. So I'm really looking forward to this. The fixed fairing is something that I'm really going to have to get used to. That's something that's completely new to me and not something that I've ever ridden with in a really long time, at least as a rider. Passenger, yes, not as a rider. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. So let's do a little bit of a walk around comparison of the two shields, and yeah, that's about it. So if you like what I'm doing, give me a thumbs up, subscribe. I'll throw up a couple other videos that you might like, and that's all I have for you guys. So after the walk around, we're done.